Hello, Ultra Knights here, and doing heavy support tactics for Space Marines. First of all, the Space Marine Land Raider. Now, the thing I have to say about it straight off the bat is how many people field it. It's a brilliant tank, and it's almost a must for Space Marines. Armor 14 all around, tons of firepower. Expensive, but not too expensive for a Space Marine army. I mean, our infantry squad's 170 points anyway, so it's not that expensive when you look at it. Now, the thing that really annoys me is how many newbie players you see fielding it. Just one Land Raider, Terminators inside, and they think that's the best tactic for it, and they run it forward, and it gets destroyed. Or they keep it back, first turn. Any decent player worth his salt is going to target this tank with las cannons, that sort of thing, and it's going to destroy it if he's doing what he wants to. I mean, I tend to just throw up some land speeders and multi-melter it to death first turn anyway. With scout moves and that, if you use what I tend to like is a land speeder storm or something. Yeah, and it should be destroyed first turn. And that's their strategy over. And they'll tend to fail from that point onwards. They'll tend to think, oh, my Terminator's got a foot slog and my whole strategy's destroyed, I can't get the objectives, all that sort of stuff. And they tend to fail, and I've seen that a lot. I speak from experience on that one. And really, you'll tend to see the more experienced players bringing two, and I wouldn't really go as far as three, but certainly two of these things. They tend to have more money, and so can field them. I mean, I happen to own two. I owned a land speeder, I owned a land raider, normal one, and obviously a crusader. The normal one's being painted up at the moment, so I won't bother showing you it. But yeah, I own two, and it's quite stupid because this thing is one of the most versatile units we've got. Mainly because, Games Workshop wanted it to be. I mean, this thing was one of the first tanks out for Space Marines, and it's a really good tank. It's really nice. It's got a lot of customization you can do to it, and it's just a really beautiful model. Big, bulky, but good. It's got the Space Marine look going for it. Now, it's tactics. The Land Raider Redeemer. Probably the best on paper, worst in game one I've seen. I have fielded it myself. I've seen it played a lot. It tends to get played against Space Marines because that's where it was built for. AP3 Strength 6 on paper. 2 up to wounds against most Marines, ignoring their armor, ignoring their cover. Looks brilliant. But if you're clever, you're not going to get your Marines close to that thing. You're going to pop it as soon as it gets close. You're going to melter it. You're going to rockets, frag, crack. You're going to hit it with everything you've got to kill it, because if that thing does get close, not only are you getting Terminators in your face, you're getting AP3 templates. You're not going to let it get close, so you destroy it. And it becomes even a larger bullet magnet when it starts getting close, which is where you want a Land Raider, really, is close to your enemy. Now, there are ways of preventing it. Extra armor keeps it moving, power machine spirit keep it firing. But no, I mean, 8-inch templates, they're not really going to do a whole lot for you. Don't bring it. Don't bring the Redeemer. Even if it goes in with your lore and you're building a lore chapter, some people make it work, don't get me wrong, but I've never seen it do that well. No, not well enough to make it 200% of your points back. Anyway. And the next one is obviously the normal Land Raider. Oh my god, that tank is quality. Goddamn allows cannons 2 twink linked. I tend to, if I'm going second or first, I'll sit it back, target 2 vehicles with las cannons I'm definitely going to hit. Preferably light armour, because you want to be killing them, penetrate, and try and destroy them first turn. Before they get their, 6s to hit, all that sort of snaz. So yeah, you destroy them first turn. And then, you can fire off your heavy bolters, and all that sort of stuff. Although, the normal Land Raider, it is the jackhammer. It really is the best one. Still, weaknesses with it. It's very large, hard to conceal. You're going to be wanting to move it up constantly, so you have to put extra armor on it, because that's sort of a must-take. Because you want to be moving it up. You want it in the enemy's face. You want to be dropping Terminators out. It is a transport boat after all. Yeah, it's not a lot bad things to say about it, but not a lot of good things. I mean, if it had assault cannons rather than heavy bolters, it would be 10 times more effective, but it doesn't. It's not a major loss. If you want assault cannons that bad, go get a Redeemer or a Crusader. But yeah, really good tank, really versatile. You want to be moving men up with it though. It needs to be supported, or else any good player will just kill it. You want to, preferably, because Otherwise you're gonna, lose it. And once it's gone, and your turn has a foot slog in. I mean, it's a point sink. So if you want more elite army, you want more tanks, you want more other things, don't bring them, because there are decent Space Marine tanks out there. You don't need a Land Raider, but it is a very good tank. I mean, armor 14, you can't really compete with that. Tyranids will need some serious firepower to get through them. Orcs will struggle with them. Space Marine armies tend to have the melters and the stuff that can deal with them easily. But still, it's an interesting unit, very good. Now, on to the one I filled most, which is the Crusader. Now, this one I personally like the most. It's not the best. The best one I feel at tournaments, etc., is the normal Land Raider, but it's normally backed up by this. Mainly because it's just a really good tank. I mean, it's the tank that you can really afford to throw up into the enemy. It's got tons of shots against orcs, tyranids, that sort of thing. It's very effective. It won't kill out entire units, but they're normal than normal Land Raider. It's getting 12 shots at 12-inch range with its rapid fire, and it's getting 6 shots at 24, which isn't that much, but combining with the assault cannon, which is an extra 4 shots rending, strength 6, chop to wound, and I also have a storm bolter on it just to give it that extra 2 shots. A melted melter is probably the better option, but I gave it a storm bolter because I like the look of it. That was myself, I play for the look of my tanks as well as effectiveness, and I like the storm bolter. Now, a real newbie mistake I see a lot of people do is forget that these hurricane bolters are just that. They're bolters. Bolters can rapid fire, people. Rapid fire. That means you're getting 2 shots from each bolter, which is 3 on each hurricane bolter, at 12 inches. So once you disembark your troops, this thing can just sit behind them, and anything going to assault them, anything trying to back their units up in the assault, obviously it's an assault vehicle, you're going to be wanting to jump out and assault straight away, or else you're not getting your points worth. And trust me, if the Terminators don't annihilate that squad in front of them, then they're going to reinforce that squad, because you want to hold those Terminators up. So, this thing can sit there, and it can lever them with fire. Power Machine and Spirit, the assault cannon, lever them with fire. That's all you want to be doing, just putting the maximum shots out. And it does become a gunboat. I play a lot of Space Marine players, and its effectiveness is massively reduced against them because they're getting armor saves. But you know what? They fail a lot of them, and it will kill a lot of them. I've seen this thing bring down 4 or 5 Terminators. 5 Terminators. Yeah, it's lucky to die, but this thing can do it. It's a really good tank, really effective, almost a must bring. What's all I can say about it? I mean, its weaknesses, it's quite large, hard to hide. But then most Space Marine vehicles are. I mean, they've got very high profiles. It does take a lot of fire. I mean, the enemy will know it's armor 14 and will hit it with everything. It's a very common tank. You're not going to be surprising anyone by bringing one of these if you're a Space Marine player, and they will hit it. They will hit it hard. So be prepared to lose a few first turn. The armor 14 is only so good, but yeah, it's a really good tank. If you can afford to bring 2, bring 2. Don't bring 3 because you don't need 3. I mean, you only want to bring something else like a Vindicator or possibly a Whirlwind. But yeah, maybe a Predator at push. But Predators aren't that good. But yeah, so that's the Land Raider. Thanks for watching. It's been Ultra Knights. Cheers.